All right. Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and well. Peace and salutations to the whole elect. And we're back, another video, another lesson. All right, there's going to be a prophecy watch. Also titled, I Will Be Like the Most High. All right, and I got a few articles, that I saw, it's good for prophecy sake. And, we'll get into them, and Lord willing to set a fine for you brothers and sisters out there, because we're in a time of, we're in that time, we're in the latter days, and prophecy is moving, and it's for, to keep you brothers updated, you brothers and you sisters updated, what's going on around the world. Okay. And I guess I'll start with this one first. This is from Zaman. I don't know how you say it, but it says the title is Elon Musk's new CHIP, a ray of hope for the blind, a leap into the future. All right. It says American entrepreneur and billionaire Elon Musk, through his company Neuralink, is actively working on a technology that could restore vision for people who are completely blind. Right. And this is their goal. They want to be like the Lord, man. That's why they do these miracles, these false miracles, all right? And these are lying wonders. It reads, the next generation technology is capable of functioning even when the eyes or optic nerves are no longer active. It bypasses the visual organs and connects directly to the visual cortex of the brain. According to Musk, at the beginning, the vision will resemble basic computer graphics, but over time the technology could reach a level that exceeds, all right, in quote, exceeds human eyesight. All right, meaning what? It could go further than, if you got 20/20 vision, or if you have good vision, it could be better than that. All right, you probably see things in 8K, 32K. The innovative development is the next phase of the Neuralink platform, which has already demonstrated the ability of transmit signals between the brain and computers. Such chips are currently being successfully implanted in paralyzed individuals, enabling them to control devices using only their thoughts. In March 2024, the optical neural CHIP named Blindsight was officially introduced for the first time. At that time, Musk announced that the CHIP, I don't want to get taken down because this is not medical information. All right. Just going into the news and, bringing out the truth. Musk announced that the CHIP had been successfully tested on monkeys, partially restoring their vision. You see, so they use animals as test subjects, the Lord's creation. So these people have no care, all right, if they don't care for the creation, for the earth, what makes you think in your mind these people care about you? You got to ask yourself that. If these devils don't care for the animals, the water, right, the earth, the air, what makes you think they care about you? That's a good question to ask. Okay, I'm going to say it again. If these devils, if Esau does not care about, and these dudes are on the forefront, Musk and Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab, Noah Yuval Harari, and other people. They're the forefront. They're puppets. Donald Trump. These are puppets. All right, but they're still wicked. They're still Esau, but they're puppets though. They're in the forefront. But if they don't care about the air, the earth, the trees, the animals, the food, if they don't care about life, period, what makes you think they care about you humans? All right. So they're testing this stuff on monkeys, partially restoring their vision. Later in September, the U.S. Department of Health recognized Blindsight as a revolutionary device and granted official approval for human trials. Recently, Neuralink announced that it is fully prepared to conduct the first human implantation of the Blindsight CHIP by the end of 2025. This could mark a major breakthrough not only in, ophthalmology, I hope I said that right, ophthalmology or neurology, but also in the entire field of biotechnology. Interestingly, Elon Musk plans to implant the brain him in himself in the future, which I doubt, but he may do it. His ambitions go beyond ambitious. His ambitions go beyond just controlling electronics. They include restoring motor functions, combating depression, and even enhancing brain performance. According to Musk's predictions, AI will surpass human intelligence by the end of 2025. By 2030, he believes AI will completely outpace human intellect, and that he says is almost a certainty. And this is why we need salvation, bro. Okay, we need Yahweh Shah to come and save us, man. We can't stay here. I don't see this going on until 2030. And if it is, Lord willing, I pray I'm in the spirit world. Because I do not want to see a world ran by these devils. Ran by AI. You in a 15-minute city. You getting what's that called? I'll show you. You getting this. Okay? Read that. Scientists create world's largest lab-grown chicken nugget, complete with artificial veins. Like, come on, bro. This is not a place where we should, want to raise our children. Want to have wife and kids and a family. This is not a place we can be at, man. We can't stay here. Okay? That's something to think about, You think on down the line, like, man, I pray and hope this is the year that the Lord Yahweh Shah returns. But if not, we gotta continue, all right, to endure, and have patience. But this stuff make you want to go crazy, man. Just thinking about certain things and, Salakia, But this is their plan, man. All right, they want to be like the Most High. I'll get that. They want to go beyond, what the Most High did, what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai did, right? Isaiah 14, outside of 12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven?" And the victory is already written. That and this gives us comfort, But we don't know when Yahushua returns, but we got to be patient. But the victory is written already for the elect, So, but Isaiah 14 and 12, "How art thou fallen from heaven, from rulership, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" This is not talking about Satan. "How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart," right? "I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." And where's the sides of the north? Here in America. All right, the stars of God, you won't be in space and stuff like that, but the stars of God are actually the Israelites, Isaiah 14:14, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds," right? Being in space, they got this, what they call that? The space army, whatever it is, these satellites, right? The rockets. It says, "I will be like the Most High." They want to be like the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. They want to track and control everything. That's also a part of, their plan, the NWO, New World Order. All right? They want to track you, keep an eye on you, man, because you could be a traceable, trackable, slave, servant. All right? Let's get, basic scripture. Nothing too deep. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. Just going straight into it. "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan." And it's talking about Esau, Edom, man, right? "With all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved." You see? So they don't come with deception. This is gonna be the new thing, right? Like how the serpent, deceived Eve in the garden. You can be like God, or you can be like the Most High, right? That's how you're gonna do to people. This is gonna be the new thing, right? You can have your medical records on it, your ID, your passport, right? It can unlock your door. It can unlock your house, your car door. You know, it's gonna do a lot of things, man. With just a touch or a wave of a hand, right? This is what they're coming with, and we're gonna be demonized, which we're already doing already, but we're gonna be demonized for it because this is a way it can help people, you know. But we know, you know, the real thing behind it, right? This is Revelation. Is it 19? Yeah, and 20 it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. You see, so those who take this mark, which you're gonna be deceived by it, okay? They're gonna deceive you, right? They're gonna make it all. They're gonna make it look good, right? They're gonna make it, you know, look cool, convenience, convenience for you. You see that? But if you take it and be thrown into lake of fire, you're gonna be burned by nuclear missiles, man, nuclear destruction. Okay, and we always go to the prophecy, Revelation 13 and 16. I'll highlight it. Okay, it says, Revelation 13:16, and because of all, both small and great. Yeah, and because of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he. Without it, you can't be, you know, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't get milk, can't get no juice or chips or a candy bar or paper towels or TP. You know, you can't get you know, for you women out there, your feminine products to keep you clean, right? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And you shouldn't want it anyway. You know, have faith in, you know, the most Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. He'll get you through. For you women, you'll be paired up. You'll be paired with a man of the Lord. And you men, you gotta have faith in the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, if you're doing the right thing, if we're right in the spirit. Here is wisdom, let him to have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 6, which is 666, and that's that numeral barcode. Okay, so this is what they want to do. This is what they coming with. All right, they're gonna come with those miracles, that deception. You know, it's gonna try to, you know, this can help people. This can help people walk, help people, you know, see, hear, right, do all types of things. All right. Let's get the next one. You know, this is from End Time Headlines. Here is why empty shelves and painful shortages of certain items is coming. I read like a little bit of this. We are about to find out what happens when thousands of very popular products are suddenly no longer available for sale. A lot of Amazon shoppers have been shocked to learn that some of their favorite products have already disappeared. In fact, there are entire stores on Amazon that are now completely gone. Of course, it isn't just Amazon that is facing an unprecedented crisis. Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, and our largest dollar store chains are all going to have to figure out new ways to fill their shelves in the months ahead. Those that wish to export products to the United States will soon have to pay enormous port fees on top of the tariffs that have already been announced. For certain products coming from China, that will mean paying port fees on top of tariffs up to 245%. Some companies will still attempt to sell Chinese-made products in the United States, but they will be forced to hike their prices extremely high, right? It says they will increase demand for similar goods that are produced right here in the United States. You know, so you know, if shelves go empty, what does that mean? Famine. You know, people can't get certain things, right? Let's get that. You can read the rest of that on your own, okay? There's Matthew 24. Can't do everything for you. Matthew 24, in verse 7, it says, for the nation shall rise, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and these are the signs, all right, of the end times. the signs of our Lord return, and we're getting close. You know, we're getting closer and closer each day, each day. So famine is gonna come, right? Let's get, was it second address? Let's get 16, right? Second address 16 and 17 says, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, right? And this is the prophet Ezra saying this, meaning what? He's seeing a vision of what's to come. So meaning what? Ezra is back here today. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And the elect going to rely on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua when these evils come. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, which a scourge is like punishment, right? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's what we're about to see. You know, great evils about to grow. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see, so if you escape, you escape hunger, you still gonna die by the sword, man. Whatever happens, you may die here in a race war, a civil war, or whatever. Okay, this is what we're about to see: famines and pestilences and all types of things. This is what the Lord's about to bring upon this world, man. Okay, and I want to get his last one. All right. From also end time headlines: Putin lays framework for future prophetic war after signing law ratifying strategic partnership treaty with Iran. This is the bear, all right, and the what they call it? The Persians. I believe it's the Persians. We'll get that in Ezekiel 38. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin has ratified a strategic partnership treaty with Iran, as reported by the Russian state news agency RIA. This agreement aims to enhance military and diplomatic relations between Moscow and Tehran. Key aspects of the treaty include mutual commitments not to provide military assistance to third parties in conflicts with the other nation. Additionally, the treaty sets out a framework for long-term cooperation across various sectors, including defense, counterterrorism, energy, finance, transportation, industry, agriculture, culture, science, and technology. This guy, all right, Volodin, the speaker of Russia's state legislative body, indicated that this agreement will help synchronize the international actions of both Iran and Russia. The 20-year strategic partnership pact was initially signed by Putin and Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian in January, following what has been perceived as heightened international political pressure. Since the onset of Ukraine-Russia war in 2022, Iran has provided Russia with thousands of Shahed drones and short-range ballistic missiles. This support has enabled Russia to develop its own drone variants, including the Garan 2. This alliance is a significant step toward fulfilling the biblical prophecy of the Gog and Magog war outlined in Ezekiel 38 and 39, which describes a coalition led by a northern power, often identified as Russia alongside Persia, modern-day Iran, and other nations uniting against Israel in end times conflict. So they know, these people know about what's coming. Okay, they got it right here: Magog, Meshach, and Tubal, Persia, Cush, all right, Gomer, and Beth and Togarmah. You see that? So they know about this. People know about this prophecy, man. Let's go to it. Okay, Ezekiel 38. I'll go straight to the point. I'll start at 3. And say, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, which is Russia. And I'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them, right, handling Salakia. A little excited. It says, all of them with shield and helmet, right? Gomer and all his bands, I believe Gomer is Turkey. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters, I believe that's Germany, and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. Be thou a guard unto them. See? And if Russia, if you got this conflict in with Israel and the other Middle Eastern countries, eventually it's going to lead to World War III, and America's going to be drawn into it. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. They're going to draw these other nations out to World War III, man. Okay? Let's get this one in Jeremiah that I want to read. There's the book of Jeremiah 27. Jeremiah 51 and 27. It says, set up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations. It says, prepare the nations against her. Right? Call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, many in Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. All right, Ararat is Turkey, right? It says, I believe many is like Armenia and Ashkenaz is Germany. It says, appoint a captain against her. Who's the captain? Russia. It'll tell you, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. So this place is going to be totally destroyed, man. All right? And we seeing prophecy play out. Okay? The mark of the beast, World War III, famine's going to come. We got to prepare ourselves spiritually and mentally for it, because it's coming. And you got a lot of people out here playing around, playing with the name of the Lord, playing around with prophecy, and they're going to be caught out there. Matter of fact, let's get one more. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, is his treasure. So the wisdom and knowledge is going to keep you stable in that time, man. Knowing what's going on, knowing. And the Spirit is going to guide the elect. Lord willing, we have that number. So they won't be bugging out and getting crazy. But we are in the flesh. So, things may rough you up a little bit. But also we got to have it in the back of our minds, if we're of that number, that the Lord got us, man. And the Lord is with us. Yahweh Yahushua will keep us on the righteous path. And if we got to die for this truth, we got to die for this truth. Whether we get beheaded or firing squad or whatever. We may not even feel it. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. This was a prophecy watch. I will be like the Most High. Okay? So, continue to watch, continue to pray, and endure, man. All right, we almost out of here. Lord willing, of that number. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. And double honors to the apostles, bishops, and that was a great millstone, the teacher and Ruel. Peace and salutation to all for elect. Lord is edified. To the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.